know when you jump in, make sure the audio video is good, and we'll jump out to this question. It's a really good question. Sienna is who asked this question. Thanks, Sienna, for this question, because it's a good one. Comes up often. People kind of get confused about their automated lead gen and automated sales processes, and that's why it can get a little messy. But there's reasons for that. So let's untangle it and do the thing. All right. So first up, again, let me know if we're good on audio video. I think we are. What's up, Rachel? Great to see you. Let's knock out the question though. But again, it's not an uncommon question. Dennis, awesome to see you too, man. So glad you're here as always. Lead generation really comes down to a couple of things. Let's say this, back up. Automation comes down to a couple of key factors. Okay, first up, obviously, there's the technical pieces of automation, right? You have to have all the things in a row. Hey, Remo, great to see you, man. Hadn't seen you in a few days, man. Good to see you. Okay, thanks, Dennis, for the AV check there. All right, so automation comes down to a couple of things. Obviously, we have the technical pieces. So you have to get all those things lined up. Lots of that going on. There's email sequences, there's funnel pieces, there's countdown timers. You may be running ads on different platforms, going to different types of funnels based on your message or your audience you're targeting. Lots of that stuff. And that needs to be all set up. Let's keep it super simple. And if you're struggling with automation, you should keep it super simple. You should work backwards from the sale point and start backing up the process as you build to lead generation. And then you should start moving into email sequences. So I think it's the best practice here. Cian, great to see you. Cian, this is not from your question. This is a Sienna who asked this question, but still great to see you. Scott, awesome to see you too. That automation piece, if you start with the sales piece as that center hub of your automation, all right, we're going to go through the technical pieces of automation and then the real reason I think this automation isn't working based on this question. The sales piece is in the middle, right? So that's actually converting a customer to buy. If that's face-to-face sales, if it's over a Zoom call, if it's something that's automated on your website, the sale piece is a central hub. I would start there and understand that piece. And I would add automation one layer at a time out from that sales piece. Some people start with the ad and dump a bunch of traffic in to see what's broken on the sales side. Some people want to start with email automation so that when they make a sale, then email automation kicks in, or when they get a lead, email automation kicks in, whatever it is. Wherever that sale piece happens, I recommend starting there and working your way out with automation. Build a piece, test it, make sure it works. Make sure people still convert the process. Measure, understand your ratios, understand how many people come in to convert, and then work your way out. Like you're peeling an onion backwards. I guess you're reconstructing an onion. So we're going to start with the middle piece and we're going to understand the sales process where the conversions actually happen, automate that one piece, and then work your way out as you build, okay? The reason I'm saying that is because you really need to understand the technology side, the actual automated pieces of the machine as you're building on layers. Because if you add all the layers at once and you have one kink or several kinks, it's really kind of hard and sometimes confusing to figure out which piece is broken. One layer at a time helps you clarify that, all right, and get it right as you go. The other piece of that, I know it takes a little longer. Don't build all your automation in one weekend and be off to the races. You're going to make a mess. Just do it one piece at a time and understand as you go. Track your data, understand your ratios. The other thing is, and this is probably why 90% of us, if we're struggling with automation working or not working from lead gen and from sales, this is probably the thing that's going to mess us up. It's because our automation is not built on an organic foundation, okay? Automation only ever works if it replaces an organic pattern, okay? We're humans, we're selling to humans, we get sold by other humans. So when we buy things based on a sales pattern and process, and it's a human thing, okay? When we sell to others, it's a human thing. And that sales process really has to be based on that organic connection. So if you're selling something face-to-face or voice-to-voice, or if you were selling it in person before we all got locked up in this pandemic thing, then sell that process again on a Zoom call or on a voice call or in a webinar that's live, whatever you need to do. Sell your thing, but build it on the organic process that's already worked, okay? If you've never sold your product or service before and you're brand new, learn to sell that face to face on a Zoom call, a voice call, or in real life first. You need to know what's happening in the eyes, in the mind, in the head space and heart space of the person you're selling to. And then you can back that up and take that apart and figure out what pieces of that you can automate. Because sales copy on a funnel page really should replicate the process and the emotional swing and the logical steps, the barriers you have to overcome, all those things that happen in a regular face-to-face, human-to-human sale. That's what should be built into a funnel, all right? If you're building an automated webinar, a webinar should be based on the real sales process that's been happening already. If you're building ads, the ads should replicate things that previous referrals, testimonials, people who found out from you from another source, another social media channel, whatever. Those ads should replicate how people found you before and what attracted those people. All right. It works organically. It can work in an automated format. If it works organically, it might not work in an automated format, but you're going to have a much higher success rate by recreating the organic in automation. So ads, funnels of any type, webinars, sales pages, any kind of conversion-based email sequence, all of that works because of relationships and organic connection. So often we build, these huge ad sequences that dump into some sort of funnel that has like a video series or something attached to it. And then it goes into a purchasing sequence. And if they don't purchase, they get an email sequence. The reason people teach you to do that is because those activities, the ad that has an image or a video connected to it that jumps into a bit of a video type sequence that gets them educated, and then into more testimonials, and then into an email sequence, that builds relationship, right? The video ad with a picture or a video, the email sequences, the videos that they get for free when they give you their email address, whatever those pieces are, those things actually build relationship, all right? That's why people recommend doing them, because that works, and that's really smart. But if you don't understand the organic connection that was already in place in the organic sales process of selling your product or service, then your email sequences, your videos, the things that are at the front end of your funnel or in the middle of your funnel, even your testimonials won't strike home as accurately. They just won't hit the mark. Testimonials really have to be oriented around key barriers and obstacles that your clientele, your prospects are experiencing as they go through the buying process. Those testimonials should be very intentional, and they should be placed intentionally in the sequence that the person's going through as they approach a buying opportunity with you. Now, that's simply the way automation works, okay? Automation is a machine that replicates a human experience, all right? If the automation steps back away and that human experience is sacrificed, and the human experience no longer has the forefront, but now the automation, the tools, the bells and whistles, the things we all love as creative agency owners, the shiny objects. Oh my gosh, this bot can handle so much for me. Oh wow, these ads can bring 2,000 people into my funnel today. Yeah, absolutely. All those machines can do amazing things, but if there's no organic connection in how the machine's working, it really just simply won't convert for you, or will convert at a really disappointing rate. Or if you're already getting a small level of conversion that may be paying for your ads or maybe generating a little income, if it's really based on something that's organic and you can go back and recreate that, wow, you're going to be in an amazing spot, because your conversion rates are going to go way, way up. The flow through rates for your entire sequence is going to go way, way up. So that is the simple answer to that question. It's really, really important to get the organic. Now, the organic comes into play. What's up, Brandon? Great to see you. The organic comes into play in a really unique way that you have to do the work to get. And this is the hardest part of this conversation. To get that organic piece in play, you actually have to do the work. I know, it sounds silly, right? And you actually have to do the pieces, the research, the conversations, the face-to-face or screen-to-screen interaction to know, how does my product or service sell? If you don't do the work and you don't track the data and you don't record those calls, you don't go back and learn and listen, then you're not really going to understand all the little nuances and the pieces that go in to converting a prospect into a client for you. And so you're not going to know how to replicate that in your automated systems. All right. So automation replicates organic. Okay. Organic is the foundation for automation. Real human connection is what makes sales and relationships and conversions and emotional shifts and belief systems and all of that change. All right. Video, automation, video series, that's a good word, or email sequences, all those things help recreate that human interchange and experience. But we all know, and everybody in the world knows, that the video is not a real person right then and there, and that the email sequence isn't really written by somebody who wrote the email right before they hit send and it dropped in your inbox, right? We understand automation. We all live in it. But good automation, good copy, good funnel sequences, good video, good ads are based on reality, and they're based on what actually connects to a real human. The only way to get that data, unfortunately, is not funnel hacking. It's not ad hacking. It's doing the work. If you want to know how you and your brand and your product or service, your personality is going to connect to your market, it's got to be done intentionally, and you need to go through a series of sales processes. You need to close deals. I'm a huge fan of getting to 30. For some reason, 30 always seems to be the magic number for anybody I've worked with. 30 sales tries, 30 reps in the one-on-one, face-to-face, Zoom to Zoom, voice call, whatever, selling your product or service will start getting you results. You'll start selling stuff typically in that 20 to 30 range. Get to 30. You got to get to at least 3 sales. I don't mean 30 sales. I mean 30 interactions where you're going to have some failures, some successes in the sales process. You need to have at least 3 sales. And I would prefer you have 5 to 7 sales before you can even begin to see the patterns of why the people who purchased actually purchased. I'd want to get into 10 or more sales before I started really investing time and resources in heavy automation. Okay. Do the work, get the results, and actually get the processes figured out. What's up, Matt? Actually get the processes figured out and make sure you're making that human organic connection before you build the automation. So, Sienna, I hope that answers your question. If it's a mechanics issue, jump in there, figure out the mechanics. Probably not a mechanics issue though, unless you just have a broken sequence somewhere in your automation. It's probably that organic piece that just isn't quite understood. And you have to go back and relearn and resell and recommunicate. Right now, a lot of people have experienced that because of this COVID-19 stuff and people's emotion and their belief systems and some of their fears have shifted the way the sales process has happened. Just put some barriers in between you and them buying. It's not that they won't buy. Lots of people are still buying. We're still selling very regularly. The point is, though, you have to go back and relearn what's between their decision to hold on to their money versus their decision to give it up and take action with you. There's a few extra steps in there, a few extra barriers. No big deal. Just go back, do your work, and do the live sales. Live sales will show you what you should automate. Okay, that is the answer to that question, folks. If you have any more questions, always let me know. Any questions right now? I'll hang out for just 1 or 2 more minutes and then I'll bail. But we'll handle this some more tomorrow. Super good question. Make sure you do the work to get those results. That is so, so important. Okay, my friends, always great to see you all. Have a fantastic day. It's Thursday. Make sure you crush it today and get after it. The markets are shifting. They're changing. We're seeing that. Governments all over the world are kind of lightening up their lockdown philosophies, starting to unwind that. And that's really, really good sign here in the States. That's happening in communities all over the place. Start watching for that. Start helping and fanning that fire with your clients, with your prospects, helping them understand it's time to re-engage, time to get moving, time to get those services back up and running. If you've not already been doing that for the past month, definitely time to do it now. We've talked about that surfing wave in the past where you want to catch that wave as the market regains its strength and moves forward. That swell is already peaking up. It's already tipping over. It's already moving forward. You better be paddling hard right now, jumping in there. This is the time to catch that wave. All right. Really, it should have been paddling weeks ago to get that speed momentum up. But if you're just now starting and kind of getting your momentum, that emotional speed back up in your own head and heart, crush it. This is it. It is definitely the time to be moving. Dennis, that's obvious, but it needed to be said. Thanks. You bet, man. Always great to see you. Okay, that is it for me today. Hope you guys are all doing fantastic. Lean in with questions. Drop them in the comments here, private messages, whatever you want to do. I will do my best to answer them intelligently the next day. See ya. Bye.